Good afternoon, David, and welcome to our studio in Ipswich, where we're putting together a series of films which we've entitled Super Suffolk Businesses, as we want to highlight the strength of local businesses to, especially companies who are coming into the county and the region to set up all operations and invest. So finance is important. You're working for a finance company called CCF. So tell us a bit more about that business.
Okay, thanks, Miles. So CCF stands for Complete Commercial Finance. It's a commercial finance brokerage set up by two ex-colleagues of mine around 4 years ago, based up in Kings Lynn. Over the last 4 years, they've expanded. So there's now 6 of us covering most of East Anglia. So Norfolk, obviously, Cambridge, Lincolnshire, Essex, and I cover Suffolk.
So being a consultant and you're a broker, sometimes this title is used in disrepute. What are the advantages to business owners in terms of working with a broker rather than trying to find the source of the finance in the first place?
Well, you've probably answered your own question there, Miles. So yeah, I think trying to find the source is the issue. So most of the people I deal with either have tried a bank and they can't access the finance there, or the other half of the cases probably don't know who to approach at their bank due to the size of the company. So we get referrals from like local accountants, solicitors, that sort of stuff, of people who just don't know where to go. We're often referenced as the new bank managers because we're probably easier to get hold of than your archetypal bank manager.
And before everything went online, and we used to maybe even once a year go and see your bank manager, and renew the arrangement, whatever the arrangement was, or possibly have to go and speak about a member of the family because someone was going to university or needed help with buying a house or this type of business. You got to know your clients really well, like literally on a one-to-one basis, rather like GPs, you know.
Yeah.
And have you found as there's been a movement away from customer-facing banking that it's been quite difficult to keep that position in terms of?
Well, I think within banks it's been difficult. Within CCF, all 6 of us are ex-bank managers. I think we've got over 180 years experience of banking between us, and I would guess 2/3 of that would be in business relationship banking, and we all try to do the job that way. So whilst we'll be the first port of call for a client who doesn't know where to go or has been declined by their bank, we then continue that relationship. So we're one port of call for anything they need. So, for example, I had a young business, Bury St Edmunds Way. They came to me last year. They needed a bit of funding for a van. Right now, I'm in the middle of helping him with a land purchase as well, just because we've established that relationship. So it's like old-style bank manager, if you like.
As companies are expressing their interest to go for various projects, sometimes because of the hurdle of they need to cross in terms of percentage of turnover as a percentage of the value of the contract, could be collaborative working encouraged.
Sure.
Does CCF have any experience or could help with that in that sort of area?
I think the experience between us is good, but the other part of CCF is we are part of a national franchise. So we have got access to 120 plus brokers as well. So you usually find if one of the 6 of us haven't experienced it, there is somebody else out there that can or has. So I'd always encourage early engagement. If they're looking to do this sort of stuff, come together. And what we usually do is explore the scenario, as we do any request for finance, to be honest with you. Explore the scenario, see what's behind it, see what the contracts are in front of it. But early engagement is ideal to make sure we can get stuff in place before they start buying the kit. We also have access to over 100 different finance companies, and again they offer finance right across the board, from your main high street banks asset finance, people like Lombard and Lloyds, right down to providers who will still look at the finance for you, even if you've had a rough couple of years.
So as the economy turns around, the region turns around, the number of large businesses looking to invest in the area is increasing. What do you and your colleagues see as the future of CCF? And maybe what are some of the challenges maybe you're going to have to address to make sure that you remain a viable business?
Yeah, good question. I see, looking at the interest rates and the economy in general, that people are now looking to invest and grow, and with the opportunities coming soon locally, that there'll be even more of those. So I think it's a great time to be in East Anglia, Suffolk, if you like, and we're always ready to help.
Some of us, I think, all have experience of being like in the dragon's den when you've been asked by somebody, so what is your gross margin, and how much you got held up in stock, and what number of agency drivers do you employ? So I suppose you got to have quite a sensitive nature as well, haven't you? Because so that people don't feel they need to see you, they need some help.
Yeah,
but they're not always going to have all the answers at hand, are they? In terms.
No, they don't. Yeah, you have to be approachable. I think if we were Dragon's Den type people, I'm not sure our customers would come back to us, to be honest with you. But yeah, so it's more a case of gentle persuasion to get the information out of the customer, trying to understand what they need, because what they come to you for sometimes isn't always necessarily the right solution for them. So usually their accounts will tell us a lot of the questions, so we don't expect them to memorize it like Dragon's Den. We expect them to give us the financial information, and then we can assess that and come up with the best solution for them.
What are the areas or the subjects that companies typically could improve upon? In general, where are there any sort of common areas where businesses could look to themselves to make things better?
I think the art of good management, if you like, is recognizing your own weaknesses. So that the best businesses I've always worked with will have someone that understands their strengths and weaknesses and does something about their weaknesses. So if they don't understand the finances, whatever size you are, there's a solution to it. So if you're a large company, you'd bring in an FD. If you're a small company, get your accountant involved more often than they were. So it's recognizing your own weaknesses, and that would be the best. And for most people, that is the finances, because you don't start a business because you love finance. You start a business because you're passionate about making stuff.
Exactly. Well, it's great to know that there's normally an answer to everything.
There generally is.
and I think that we know that there are going to be plenty of businesses locally in Suffolk that are going to be faced with a lot of positive challenges.
Absolutely.
And they're going to need financial advice. So it's great to meet you, and thank you for coming. And we look forward to just seeing how this whole situation develops.
Me too. Thank you very much.